Hello everybody. Today in Lisaland, I decided that I wanted to be a cobbler. And so I made a fancy little shoe mold right here. This one's tiny, it's because it's for my granddaughter. So I'm going to show you how to make a shoe mold so that you can be a cobbler too. I'm pretty proud of it. I had a request from my future daughter-in-law and my son to make a pair of baby shoes that they had, except for they needed them in the next size up. They asked me if I would like to try to duplicate it, and of course I accepted the challenge because there's nothing quite like a good challenge. I couldn't find a pattern anywhere online so that I could just make them, so I decided I needed to make a shoe mold and then go off of the pictures that they had sent me of the shoe that she's currently wearing right now. The first thing I did was I went to a thrift store because I like to be thrifty with almost everything that I do. When I can be thrifty, I am thrifty. So I bought a pair of shoes that, of course had the half price tag on them that were toddler size. And right here you can see I covered it with duct tape. There's duct tape all over this. Duct tape. This is one of my favorite tools. I have lots of favorite tools. I like duct tape. After I covered the entire thing, I took my hot glue gun so that I could make a mold out of it. And I literally went around the whole thing. It's cool if there's some holes in it. It's pretty cool because it'll all run together and gravity can be your friend. Then after the hot glue cooled off really good, I grabbed my duct tape again and I duct taped around it so that I could cover any holes that could be in it, because like I said, I just went over it with the hot glue really quick. I cut a slit down the back of it with an X-Acto knife, or you can use a utility knife. Utility knife's pretty cool too. Actually, I like this utility knife best because it has the different sizes on it, and when it starts getting dull, you can just break that part off of it. So I cut a slit down the back of the shoe where it was at, where the shoe was inside of it, and then I retaped it again with some duct tape, and then I filled it with plaster Paris, and I let it set until it was all done drying basically, which took a very long time because we have lots of humidity here in Florida. Things do not dry as fast as they do back home. I took it out of the shoe mold, and then obviously I've covered this again with duct tape, but I took and I smoothed down the plaster Paris the best that I could with just some sandpaper, and then I cut little slits of a different color duct tape. Where's it at? With the green duct tape so that I could have marks. So basically I just put marks in where the big toe was going to be at and the little toe, and then approximately where the heels will be at, and then the center back. And then I also did one around where the sole of the shoe actually would be at. Are you working? I think you're working. Half the time I don't know if the camera's working or not. I get so confused. I took masking tape and I just started masking over it. This roll's almost gone. And I tried to stay as close to my lines that I created as I could. If you're not able to, obviously that's okay, because perfection is in the eye of the beholder. So I took and I did that all the way around it. Once you get the masking tape all the way around all of it, basically, you'll have the whole thing covered. And I wanted to try to make a pair of boots, even though that's not what they requested. However, I knew that I was going to need some kind of practice before I tackled the shoes that they were wanting. And I like boots a lot, more than I probably should. So basically I took a piece of regular crafting paper. I taped the back of it on, and then very carefully I started making this piece right here fit on it as well. So then you take the X-Acto knife or your utility knife, whichever one you're using, and you just start cutting slits right about where from underneath. You'll see your markings on the bottom. So go ahead and cut it right about where the ankle would be at. and you peel it off. And well, obviously you cut around the base of the foot where if you're doing boots. Then once I had that all done, I made sure I cut it down into nice straight pieces the best that I could. I laid it on a dark piece of cardstock. I took a picture of it and I changed up the settings. I went through like black and white, negative, I think there's like sepia. I found the one that gave me the best contrast, and then I put it into my Cricut design space and I erased all the parts that I wasn't gonna need, and I added 1/4 of an inch to it in my design space, which gave me my patterns for my boot. And so then in my Cricut, with the Cricut machine, I cut out my pieces on cardstock. And the reason I did that is because with cardstock you can trace around it over and over again on the material. It's not as flimsy as paper. And I ended up making cute little tiny baby boots out of that pattern. These will not fit my granddaughter that I was asked to make the other shoe pattern with, but I was able to make boots. And I already know of somebody super special. They're going to be having a little baby girl at the end of this month. I'll be sending these to her, even though they're really rough around the edges. I know that. And honestly, a little tiny baby newborn does not need like non-grip soles or whatever. However, it was practice and that's all that matters. So then I made the pattern even bigger, and I was able to create bigger ones for one of my older granddaughters. It's actually the sister that I'm supposed to be making the pattern for. On the bottoms of them, I got a floor mat, like the Christmas floor mats and stuff like that they sell when they go on clearance, traced around the sole, and I cut that out. And then I also put a piece of cork in between it. I put the cork in between it because I figured that the glue would probably stick better to the cork than it would to the mat. And then I kept going because of course, I made these for the one granddaughter, so I had to make a smaller pair for the other granddaughter, so I tried them out in fleece. I've done all of this with my spare pieces of fabric that I have. These right here, they snap so that they can slip them on. I used my alcohol inks to turn my white snap right there so that it could be blue. And then I covered it with the dishwasher safe Mod Podge that they have out. I figured that that'd probably be pretty darn tough if it can last through a dishwasher. And so of course I also made a bigger pair so that they could have matching boots for the older granddaughter. Let me tell you, the granddaughters definitely make out because their mom and dad are forever sending me different ideas, or different challenges, I guess I should say. And yes, I used the bottom of my $4 mat that I got on clearance for tread on the bottom. They're pretty sticky, and I did the cork in between them. I want you guys to know that I did actually manage to get the shoes done that were requested of me. They are these cute little guys right here. I guess I should call them girls. These cute little girls right here for the granddaughter that it was requested for. These are soft soled. She only likes wearing soft soles. I bought some contact rubber mat paper at the Home Depot. That's what I used for the sole on the bottom so that they're, like non-slip. There's like very, very small amount of padding in these. See, they pull open and then her little feet will just slip right in there. Her mom said that it'd be super cool if they all had matching shoes. I was like, yeah, it would be. The one that I made the bigger boots for, I made her a cute little pair, like ballerina style. They don't need to be attached up here around the ankle because she'll leave her shoes on. She's not gonna pull them off as easy. I made some mom ones. I actually have like one of my practice pairs on my feet. Here, let me show you. Oh, look how dirty my floor is. And I've been wearing these for 3 days now. I've wore them all over in the house while I was cooking, cleaning, being a good wife. Cleaning the pool. I've worn them outside. I wore them to the gas station. I've worn them all over the place, and honestly, I'm not seeing any wear or tear. I know that 3 days really is not enough to find out for sure. Anyhow, This is my very first practice pair. To make my mold for the mom shoes, I used one of my shoes and I just stuffed a sock down in here and made sure it was nice and firm. And then you can still see the tape and stuff that I used. I drew a line all the way around, right about where the bottom of your foot would sit at in there. And then I peeled it off, and I did the exact same thing with it as I did with the little tiny mold that I made. That is how I came up with my shoe mold for the mom shoes. And I'm sure that if you needed to make a bigger size, I know that in the Cricut design space, all you need to do is make it bigger. I love Cricut design space, it's awesome. Oh, my son asked me to please put their names in their shoes because apparently people try to steal shoes, like baby shoes. Like he's had to have arguments with people because they were trying to steal his kids' shoes. How weird are people? So weird. My future daughter-in-law is right here. Hers has the same contact rubber mat on the bottom of it. She needs more support than my granddaughters do. And so while I was at Walmart, I searched around for something that would have like a memory foam to it or something. I found this floor mat that you're supposed to use in your kitchen. $4.97. I kid you not. And I cut the soles out of this for the mom shoes. Super cute, and you have no idea how comfortable these things are. They're really super comfortable. This is what that roll looks like. This is the contact paper roll. I'm almost out. It's okay though. I think it only cost like $6. I'm pretty positive that there was like 3 feet of this. Obviously, as you can see, I've made a lot of mistakes. This is the cork that I used. It has a sticky back on it. If you haven't done it already, click on subscribe and get notifications for when I upload a new video, as well as I will also post it on Today in Lisa Land on Facebook. Then you'll be able to check it out and see if it's something that you're interested in trying out to do. The next video I'm going to be making, I'm going to be showing these cute boots that I figured out. I went to the thrift store, and they're going to be real leather with faux fur up around the sides of them. They're going to be so cute. I love the thrift store. They have so many cool bargains there.